This is a people's event. We are calling on you to allow our people to move into the arena. This is a people's event.
This is a new deal for the diaspora in terms of taking their rightful place within the remit of the party constitution and try as much as possible to make sure that we have to do what we have to do as diaspora to help our country, to help our candidates, to make sure that come 2023 elections, we win the president, we win the Senate, and we win a lot of governorship seats, so that at the end of the day, all of us in the diaspora will have that grace, or the grace to be injected into the system and bring about the change that we're all talking about. And that change begins from you, begins from me, and begins from all of us. Without us, that nation cannot prosper. With us, that nation will prosper. Integrating us into the system brings about the new Nigeria that we talked about, and that is the renewed hope that our principal Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima are talking about. We have it.
What are you going to do different? Why should Nigerians be voting for you?
Because I'm different. I am Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I have governed Lagos. I've built a model state that could be a country on its own. I've led an administration that is so prudent. From 600 million internally generated revenue to 5 billion a month. That's a record. Nobody else can brag about that. I've treated and tamed the Atlantic Ocean surge in Nigeria that will have perished many people in Lagos. The infrastructural renewal of Lagos is excellent. I've continuity in Lagos. Now let me now tell you again, every member of our party, no other party, Senator, APC, House of Rep, House of Assembly, Council Self. If you find him there, Chairman, APC, Governor, President, Jagaba. God bless you.
Nigerians in the diaspora are also bona fide Nigerians, and let's not forget that. They are Nigerians, the only fact is that they live outside the country. But even though they live outside the country, they're still important, in fact very important, and as important as Nigerians living in Nigeria to the electoral process. Number one, there are few Nigerians, in fact some Nigerians living in the diaspora with their permanent voters card. They have PVCs, and remember, that Nigerians living in the diaspora does not necessarily mean those living in Canada, United Kingdom, and the United States and other countries. We have Nigerians living in the neighboring countries of Nigeria. For instance, Ghana, Togo, Benin Republic, Chad. These are Nigerians with PVCs, and also remember that there are Nigerians living outside those surrounding countries, but they also have their permanent voters card. I have my permanent voters card. I reside in the United Kingdom, and there are thousands of Nigerians that actually live outside Nigeria with their permanent voters cards. Now, they will be returning in February to also vote for our principal, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
We coordinate the women, we do women empowerment. We tell them about our principle because we want to ensure that come March 2023, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu becomes our president, and we are, preaching this gospel to everybody, both here and in Nigeria. And we're hoping to come home en masse to vote for our principal, Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, and we're working, everybody is working all hands on deck to ensure we preach the manifesto. We let people realize that this is the man that is capable of changing Nigeria, that is capable of delivering what Nigeria needs at the moment, at this point in time.
Secondly, there are Nigerians that don't have PVCs, they don't have any plans of coming back to Nigeria, but they've got families here, they've got peers here, they've got employees here, they have friends here in Nigeria, so they can also vote by proxy. And what do I mean by voting by proxy? They will be reaching out to their families, their friends, their employees, the people that they know here, back here in Nigeria, to vote and cast their votes for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Not because we have a presidential candidate who is head and shoulders above others, but for this single fact that he has an action plan that is actually second to none. And also, in addition to that, we have a presidential candidate who has done it before. We have a presidential candidate with the character, the competence, and also the capacity to actually take over from President Muhammadu Buhari.
We need to realize the fact that Asiwaju is actually running one of the most strategic campaigns in the history of the Nigerian nation. And I'll say that with all sense of responsibility. The fact of the matter is that, one, this is the very first time in a presidential campaign since democracy that we have a diaspora directorate. And there's a lot of meaning to that. And one of these meanings is the fact that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu already realized the enormous contributions that the Nigerians in diaspora have made and continues to make to the economic development of this country. The problem is that harnessing the resources of the Nigerians in diaspora has not been adequately, and I use that word advisedly, adequately implemented by the Nigerian government. And I believe that when Asiwaju gets to be in the saddle, Nigerians in diaspora are going to be actively involved in the development of this nation, in the economic development, for that matter, of this nation.
Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa is the CEO of the Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission. She is a front runner of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu 2023 presidential campaign.
Hey! da sauran gwamnoni suna gaida jama'a.
We are diligently working to put all the support groups in the United Kingdom together and all the party members to campaign and to work with them to enhance and ensure that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu win the incoming presidential election in Nigeria come February 25, 2023. For the past 4, 5, 6 months now, we've been able to visit all other regions in the United Kingdom, Manchester, West Midlands, here in London, to appeal to Nigerians, even those who have voters card. We'll be able to gather their data. There are over 25,000 Nigerians with a permanent voters card who reside here in United Kingdom, who are also willing to come with us to ensure we preach the message to 10 pass it to 100, 100 preach it to 1,000, 1,000 to 1,000,000, and at the long run to mobilize all part of the country to ensure that Asiwaju emerge as the president come May 29, 2023.
Those of us in the Diaspora Directorate, we have our own strategy by which we want Nigerians in diaspora to actively participate in this election. And there are two strategies to this. One strategy is actually for those Nigerians in diaspora who have a voters card to actually come home and go to their states, their local government, and their wards before the election to actually register their votes for the APC presidential candidate. And the other approach is for those that doesn't have PVC, who cannot come home principally because of that. And this approach is what we call each one reach five. Each one reach five is that for every Nigerians in diaspora who is committed to this presidential objective of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they will, from their bases around the world, influence at least 5 people. It may be their parents, their children who are in Nigeria, their wards, their community leaders, even their traditional rulers who may not have been committed to the presidential cause of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, so that if every individual Nigerians in diaspora can influence at least 5 Nigerian voters, that will go a long way in making sure that we register victory on this very important day.
Godiyanmu ta musamman bisa ga kyakkyawar karba da aka yi mana, ni da tawagar shugabanmu Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mun je wajaje diyawa. Fi sabilillahi karban da aka yi mana a Kaduna ya zo ya kai a yabawa gwamnan Kaduna da mukarrabansa bisa ga wannan kyakkyawar karba da aka yi mana.
Can you tell me the individuals that will come first, second, and third in the impending presidential election of 2023?
Well, thank you for your question, because you believe that the other candidates are a threat to its emergence in 2023. Well, I don't see other candidates as a threat, because let me start from Peter Obi. I have been an election forecaster for Nigeria for the past 25 years. And I understand the nitty-gritty of how election works in Nigeria, and my predictions have been very, very accurate. As for Obi is going to come in a distant third. Even his Anambra state is shaking. It can only get one state, but not more than that. About Atiku, it's going to be 70 to 30. Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu 70%, 67%, and Atiku takes the balance, and is also going to come in, second. I can assure you that Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu will take the whole of Southwest and the whole of Northeast, and then the whole of Northwest, and it's going to share Northeast. North Central is going to be shared, and South is going to be shared, and I believe that the election is going to be in favor of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, no doubt about it. But this I can assure Nigerians. But I want you all, come 2023, vote Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. That's the man that can make Nigeria great again.
I must show my gratitude But this is not the only podium to show gratitude. Working hard for you to change the dynamics, to change the story of Nigeria, to be bold enough to start a new initiative, to change the story of potential to reality.
Yes, that's why we partnered with the presidential candidate to ensure that Nigerians have a better life come 2023. And I understand the passion that Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, his passion for Nigeria is beyond your expectation. In the mind of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu is for Nigeria to become the United States in terms of infrastructural development. And we also sympathize with the situation in Nigeria. The security situation in Nigeria, no doubt, under his administration, will be the one that will be peaceful in Nigeria, and unemployment will become a thing of the past. Part of the question that we raised, and we know how passionate it is, and then we can assure Nigerians that come 2023, the candidate that Nigerians should vote for is Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, not because he's a Yoruba man, not only because he's from the Southwest, but he's a Nigerian that's cut across Southwest, that also believe in one Nigeria.
I'm very, very confident and that this election, free and fair, I'm the front runner. And that is why I'm getting many arrows.
We'll talk about one or two of the arrows in a bit. Let's talk about your priorities. If you do win the elections in February and you're sworn into office come May 29th, what are your priorities?
Security and economic recovery to accelerated development, to get Nigeria employed and get inflation down. Monetary policy needs to be changed. Subsidy needs to be decided upon and removed.
And that is what we believe in. We don't believe in the secession in Nigeria. We have to build it, we have to develop it, and encourage the youth to take over the governance of Nigeria. Leadership is something that we believe that Nigeria needs. Other countries have gone through their issues and their problems, and they were able to deal with it. Nigeria is our country. We have to come together to build it. We have to come together to develop it. We have to come together to ensure that Nigeria becomes a country that will be part of the league of countries that we can boast of, where welfare, where security, where employment is assured, where we have free and fair election.
You are the future. You are the reason why I'm here. Yes, I want to be president. For what? Is it for Eba? Is it for Gary? Is it for beans and Dudu? I want to be president for you. Drive me there. Commit yourself. Enough of excuses. Enough of bitterness. Enough of disunity. All we have to do is be a united Nigeria of Africa.